Yo, what's happening? It's your boy Papa Dub back with another important video. Make sure you go to ubuntuapparel.com, man. Go to the website, grab you some gear. Also, man, click the link to my music page. You can get all my videos, music. Sign up so you don't miss another release, right? And double salute to all my monthly subscribers. Listen, I break stuff down so simple so you don't have to look around for the answer. Like, let me explain something to y'all, right? Why do you think people have problems in marriages? Why do you think people have problems with trying to abide by the Bible but have difficulties living those things out? Why do you think any of this stuff exists? It's very simple, okay? Let's take the Bible for instance, right? The only way the Bible will work 100% is if the environment that you are living in coincides with what's in the Bible. Do you understand? Some people don't even have enough money to live in environments that would align with what the Bible says. You are being attacked in so many ways till you don't have a clue. People not even asking, well, why? If the Bible says live this way, why is it so hard for us to live this way? Because the motherfuckers that gave you the Bible in the first place, they don't even live by that way. They place liquor stores in the hood. They place check cashing spots in the hood. Dog, do you know they the one drive the rent so high till people cannot afford it and makes the market crash, because it has to crash. And when it crash, all the rich people swoop in to buy it all up. Pretty soon they're not going to be where you can rent a house. I told y'all this. People laughed at me. I told you everything is going to subscriptions. And what do you see? Subscription is subscription at why? Because back in the day when you owned a DVD or you owned a CD, you had a tangible item. You don't no more. Everything is streaming, subscription. So that means they could take that shit away from you at any moment because you're not thinking. You must understand the people that's running the world, they're not aligned with what the Bible says. You done lost your fucking mind. These are the very people that thrive off of our ignorance. These are the very people that's pumping this ignorance in our minds. When you look at black women, and I hear black women cry out all the time, I say this all the time. Black women, we need y'all as men. Stop thinking that we got it all together. Stop thinking that, we're not victims, and realize we don't control shit. Let me break that down. The way women think, black men don't control that. We don't control our women. You must understand how difficult this is to lead in the first place. You can only lead a person that will follow. And then for people say, well, you must be qualified to lead. Do you understand how fucked up we are as a people? And the crazy part is, it didn't come from me or you. It came from these same people that gave you the Bible. It came from these same people that got you paying bills every 30 days. Your perception of reality or men or relationship or being a wife or a husband, it did not come from you or me. It came from these very people that sit down and create what they call think tanks. Think tanks are some of the smartest people in the world that sit down and come up with curriculums and strategies to keep us just where we at. I told y'all, from a neuroscience standpoint, they create treatments to write commercials that attack your left or right brain. Did you know that? Did you know they use color psychology? Do you know they use symbolisms? These people use so much shit to the point you don't have a clue how your life is ran. You think you just in control of shit. Why do you think the world runs the way it runs? I don't understand why people can't figure this out. I love you as a black woman, or, just period. You have to understand the things that's in your mind, it ain't been programmed by me. They programmed all of us. These same people, they get together. They have culture. These same people, we cannot program them, but they can program us. We don't own shit. And I always say this, as a man, we are living in another man's world. When you go to jail, you go to their jail. When you go to court, you go to their court. School, you go to their school. Why would you educate the people you want to dominate? We are by default at a point where we're going to lose. And they do it strategically. I hear some of the stuff people say, and I say to myself, you know what? You ain't no dumbass woman. You ain't no dumbass man. You just programmed. You program and you living in an environment you don't control. You're playing a game you know no rules to. And I'm trying to get people to understand this. When I hear relationship gurus speak about the black relationships and wives and husbands and shit, don't you know you can only speak of the effects of what another group of people are doing to all of us? The environment we live in, you think we created it? Did you ever create a gun, a bullet? Hell no. Do you have a record company to sign these little kids to go out there and talk about shooting and killing? Do you know how the brain works? How could you do something you never saw done? You know about it. You've heard about it. This shit like a dinosaur. Yeah, we heard of dinosaurs. But have you ever seen one? Yeah, we know you're supposed to get with one woman and be with one woman. Or, yeah, we know black families should be in it. But show me where you see this at in your daily life. Now, the media that's around you, you don't control it. And we're not talking about the few people that are strong enough to block that shit out. Do you know how many people can't do that? Do you know how many people are running and governing their lives off what they see off TV? Because like I told y'all, what is a TV? A TV is a electromagnetic device that gives off stimulation through sound and imagery. That basically means when you see somebody about to get shot and you cringe because it's real, it gives off stimulation. You get horny when you watch a flick. Your titties get hard and you get on hard and all this stuff and nobody never touched you. I'm trying to show you the power of what TV does. We talk about past trauma. TV is real-time trauma from an electromagnetic stimulation standpoint. Don't you know that shit is patented? The television is patented. So when you see these shows on TV and they depicting women in a certain light, it affects you real time. When you see black people like being, on these, the movies, the Raising Canaans and all these TV shows, when you see black men on there getting shot and another black man standing over him talking shit and take his dick out and piss on him on TV, that is real time trauma. When you saw Rock kill her own mama on Raising Canaan, this is real time trauma. You must understand, boy, you fighting a war you don't even know exists. So when you speak of black men, wait and think. Before you speak of black women, wait and think. Before you speak of these children, wait and think. Before you speak of anything in the world, wait and think. And I'm going to say this, and it's going to bust a lot of y'all bubble. This shit ain't got nothing to do with Jesus, bro. Not a motherfucking thing. This is all what man has done to all of us. And I'm trying to show y'all, it's not rocket science. But you must be aware of why. If you're not a why person, you just go with what's going. Why the fuck do you think marriages don't work? Because you're placed in an environment which is the devil's den. Whole and thotinism and big booties and titties. And you don't see a successful 40, 30-year relationship on the daily. You see women showing their ass towards the camera. That trains us. That's what women want. It trains other women. You know how many other women look at other women and want to be like them in ways that they don't understand. Now, a lot of them gonna say, no, I don't want to do that. You must understand what group consciousness is. You must understand what social norms is. We teach each other from a societal standpoint, what to do and what not to do. A lot of time when people want to do shit, they don't do it because the voices in their head be like, nah, society ain't gonna accept this, or people gonna think I'm funny, or whatever the case may be. This is what social norms is. So when you see a bunch of women showing their ass, getting attention, looking good, and you got men looking at them, and we are teaching each other this type of behavior. But where does it come from? Where does it stem from? And also know how the brain works, because if it ain't in there, it ain't coming out of there. Meaning, if you don't see a successful black relationship, or just a successful marriage, or just a successful family, if you never see this shit, out of sight, out of mind. This is why when you watch a scary movie at first, that shit affects you, but it withers away. And all you see is the shit you see on social media, which is controlled by these same people that gave you the Bible, which is controlled by these same people that got you paying bills every motherfucking 30 days, same people that got you going to work, same people that lied to you about a 401k, the same people that handcrafted a script and handed that shit to you. And this is all you know. Remember, when you was born, this was a blank sheet of paper. They wrote through school, through television, through society. It taught you what to do, what not to do, what works, what don't work. It taught you how to think without you even knowing. And again, these very people that's doing this to us, we can't do it to them. Why? We don't have no TV, radio stations. We don't have the power, the resources. This is their government. I told you, you're not free, nigga. You just been assimilated, which means, okay, we don't have to stand over you no more and make you do slavery or make you slave or make you do labor, servitude. We got you here. Slavery is just cheap labor. They even fooled the white people. Slavery went from private to public, meaning if your ass go to jail, you are now state property. So therefore, you are a slave too. See what you see what I'm saying? And they do it in ways, like I say, think tanks. They sit down and come up with ways that'll make you accept this shit without even thinking. Oh, get a Ring camera, man. You're going to catch all kind of shit. It's going to protect your house, but it's also going to give them access to see and monitor everything. You see how the devil works? Remember, Russia been digging under the ground for over 20 years. All they found was water. So where's the devil? The bitch been right in your face the whole time, pulling strings. I'm telling y'all some real shit, man. This is why these people want you to go to their schools. They got to be the first one to inject you with the mental poison. Paint the perception for you on what the world is and what it ain't. Like you really think your eye is an eye. That's going to go across a lot of people's head. You've been taught that your eye was an eye. If I taught you your eye was a fucking ear and your ear was an eye, that's all you'll go by. Because you've been programmed. And remember, the English language was created to mentally enslave you. That's why they call it spelling. You're casting spells. If you look up the word spell, what does it mean? To bond by utterance. What is utterance? Utterance is uttering. What is uttering? Uttering is speaking. So basically, you're fighting a war that you don't even know exists. This is why we so fucked up. This is why marriages don't work, because in order for a marriage to work, you have to be placed in an environment for it to thrive. If you get on a cruise with 9 other couples, I guarantee you, if those 9 couples was doing positive shit, you would be the 10th. Birds of a feather flock together, baby, whether it's negative or positive. But if I put you in an environment where all your friends got fucked up, jacked up relationships, people cross the street, then you turn on TV, all these shows, jacked up relationships. Everywhere you look is just jacked up relationship. You must understand, this is just a receiver. This is just a computer. You think they built computers because they smart? No, a computer is mimicking you. You must understand, if you don't have the programs to process anything, you can't complete the task. Let me say that again. If you don't have the programs, right, to process, you cannot complete the task. Your programming is hoes ain't shit. Your programming is a woman got to have a big butt in order to be beautiful or recognized. Not all women, but trust me, majority. Your programming is wearing certain clothes that reveal your figure. Your programming is don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Everything about your programming from a man and a woman says destruction, but somehow they hang successful relationships, successful marriages, successful family values over our heads. You're not placed in an environment that aligns with that. And again, this is just a receiver. It's like cooking food. If you don't put the seasoning in there, how can you get it? If they don't put the process, if they don't process this, and most people can't do it on their own, because again, you must know how the brain works. People mimic what they see. Children learn more from what they see than what they hear and what they read. Go look it up. So if all in your environment you're placed in and you don't have shit to do with this environment, remember, this matrix was built to control your motherfucking ass. So if you put in an environment by these same people that's controlling everything around us. How could you consider yourself free? How could you say you're a man when we're living by other men's ideologies? These same men are turning our women against us. These same men are turning our men against our women through music, through television, through everything, bro. They program us, nigga. You think these children running out here shooting each other because that shit fun? It just seems like that because they programmed to do that. And this is why a lot of us can't get out of our current situation, because we think we know better. These people attack us from age groups. When you small, you have an undeveloped mind. You don't have the wisdom, the experiences, or none of that shit. So you're very easily to be controlled. And by the time you figure it out, you're in your 30s, you 35, 40, nigga, they on to the next. Why do you think they attack them so young? The shit you did then, you wouldn't dare do it now because you know better. But knowing better is one thing. Having the right resources is another. Having money is another. Just having things in place, right, to make that big change, that's a big uphill battle. And I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm not saying it's going to be easy. You know why? They have more resources than you. They control the NFL, the NBA. They control Hollywood. They control what you see on TV. They control your news. They control your food. They control your schools, your court systems. Now this shit starting to sink in and make sense, huh? They control everything about you. And again, this ain't got shit to do with God. Stop thinking that's going to save you. Stop thinking that's what it is. You got everything God gave you to do what you need to do. Get up off your knees, homie. They fooled your grandma, your granddaddy, your auntie. They fooled us all. Because while we sitting on our knees praying, they out here physically doing shit. Remember, they came with guns and Bibles to overthrow cultures. This ain't for everybody. I can damn sure tell you that. But for the ones it is for, because like I say, man, the world is like a junkyard full of cars, just dysfunctional. Dysfunctional. Them people, it should be, I always say this, it should be past a law. Fuck a law. A bitch should be castrated on all levels to take a group of people or a culture and mentally strip them. When you enter this world, nigga, you go straight to school. The stripping begins. They keep your mama busy so she can't keep up with you. They keep your dad in jail. They keep us just like this, bro. Fucked up. I guarantee you, if they could teach you to hate, they could teach you to love. I tell you all the time, you take kids, man, put some kids out there and let them play. They don't give a fuck what color they is. They gonna have a good ass time because they don't have the programming to process the hate. By the time they get up, by the time they get programmed and they see what the world is, and then they start adopting that shit, and that's what they become. You must understand, never educate the people you want to dominate. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna let y'all go. They say money don't grow on trees. That's a motherfucking lie. Crazy part is, money is made of trees. But when you don't think, critical thinking is a motherfucker. When you don't think about shit, you are easily to be taken advantage of. I've done a video. When you go in the grocery store, you see them oranges that grow on trees, that's money. They just make us think their fake money is more valuable than God's money. That's God's money on that tree. If I gave you oranges and corn in exchange for whatever you may give me, we don't need money. The government will fall and collapse. But when you've been brought into a world where they convince you, they brainwash you, and they program you that money is what we need for services and goods, not God's money, not the oranges, the same shit we're going to take the fake money and buy. So when you think about it, it's so fucking stupid and dumb. But how do you control people? This right here. Man, you got people fighting a war mentally, man. They don't even know what the fuck going on. People with PhDs and people with all kind of degrees don't mean shit. You are smart in the what they call fake education. In the matrix, you smart. But if you go out there and live the way God say live, nigga, ain't no use for no fucking mechanic. Ain't no use for no lawyer. You have to create a matrix in order to create a controlled environment. They created an environment that they control. How the fuck a bitch gonna tell you we ran out of funds when they print this shit? This is a new stupid dumb. Let me say this again. They say money don't grow on trees. That's a fucking lie. Because money itself is made of trees. They just don't want you to take God's money, which is those oranges on the trees and the cucumbers and all these things that was put here for us, right? They don't want us to look at that as money or a form of currency or legal tender. But we don't think about that shit. We like, damn, but once they get the programming in you that the more money you got, the more powerful you are. The more money you got, you can do this with. We are literally doing things based off what we've been taught. And if you think about it, it don't make no sense. So that shit tells you anybody's easily be programmed. I could program women to not like their men. All we gotta do is sit down and come up with some shit. Oh, we're gonna put millions of dollars behind this artist. We're gonna put millions of dollars behind it. Or we're gonna put millions of dollars behind this TV producer to put on TV. Every black show you see of rich families are dysfunctional than a motherfucker. Look at Black is Beauty or Beautiful, whatever it is. Black is Beauty. All kind of crazy, weird shit going on there. And they pushing the shit, and they pushing the you-know-what narrative. To the point the head of the household and the head of the family, which is the father, he like dudes. No disrespect, but this is taking what God put us here to do and trump that with what your personal preferences are. Meaning, just because you personally want to be in the bed with another person who got the same, genitalias as you or whatever the case may be, your personal preference, you asking people to trump that of what God put us here to do, which is procreate. That's asking a person for a lot. Now, again, I don't give a fuck what you do. Trust and believe. I'm going to love your heart. But when we try to make something that's not right the primary thing, we're going to suffer. And no one ever asks at what cost. Because that agenda they pushing on us, depopulation, they steady having babies. And we on the decline. So just think about it, man. Think about what I'm saying. If you made it this far in the video, man, thank you so much, man. Make sure you go to ubuntuapparel.com. Make sure y'all support, man. Make sure you share the video, man. All that good stuff. You feel me? This is a community. We're here to learn from each other. Speak how you feel, man. Nobody's voice is not gonna not go unheard. Okay? And it's all love, man. But just think about what I told y'all. Because a lot of our issues is nothing major or nothing big. Everything goes right back to the square root, which is food, water, and shelter. When a person controls your food, water, and shelter, you fucked. It's your boy Papa Duck, man. Like I tell you all the time, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost.